Hi everyone, welcome to Vinyasa with me, Brandy Oswald of Sauvage Wellness. Tonight we're going to do a warming Vinyasa flow, a little bit shorter than full length class, so we'll be about 30-45 minutes here. Feel free to go at your own pace. You can add things in, you can take things out. This is just for you to feel good, to have fun, and to go out into the rest of your day and be nice to other people. So there's no pressure. As you're moving out, if you need modifications, if you need to get up and go to the bathroom or water, take care of yourself, pause me, do your thing. As long as you are feeling good, I believe you are doing the best yoga. So to start off our class tonight, we will be in a child's pose position. For folks who are with me live, you can turn on your Spotify playlist. The first song there should be Still. And then coming into your child's pose when you're ready. And if you're listening to the playlist, I love this song. I'm probably going to butcher this person's name, but for anyone who's listening in later, it's the song Still by Sienna Bose. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I love this song. And in the show New Girl, it's the song Cece and Schmidt get married to. So when you come into child's pose, taking a moment to really sink back into the hips, to lengthen out the spine, connecting into your breath, finding that nice, big, deep inhale, and full, complete exhale. Lengthening each round of breath, long and slow. No rush. Choosing to be right here, right now, in this moment. I'm going to open and close our practice tonight with readings from the book Awakening Shakti on the transformative power of the goddesses of yoga. In the section under the feminine as power, it reads, the Hindu goddess tradition offers a uniquely insightful window on the dynamic aspect of the divine feminine. To recognize power as feminine is game-changing. In the West, we are used to regarding the feminine as essentially receptive, even passive. The tantric sages took the opposite view. Looking deeply into the energies at play in the world, they intuited the feminine as pure, creative eros, the life force behind all evolution and all change, whether physical or psychological. In fact, and this is a big insight, the tantric traditions tell us that all power comes from an essentially feminine inner source. And so taking this moment here to connect with that power within you, that feminine source, breathing the power into the lungs. On an inhale, let the hands walk over to the right side, stretching out the side body. Taking a few breaths here. And then in time, inhale the hands back to center and exhale them over to the other side. So then we'll inhale the hands back to center and exhale here. Inhale to glide forward towards the tabletop. Bring the knees in underneath the hips, the wrists underneath the shoulders. Taking a few circles here, swaying around in one direction. And then swaying around to the other direction. Beautiful. Inhale back to that tabletop shape, then exhale here. Inhale, you can tuck the toes. We're going to rise with the chest and the tailbone, lift the gaze. Coming into cat and cow. Exhale, round it out, cat pose. Inhale when you lift that cow pose. Exhale when you round. One more time, inhale. Exhale to round. Inhale to that tabletop shape. Untuck the toes, sit back towards the soles of the feet. Hands come onto the knees or the thighs. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, open the chest. We're going to exhale, take the left hand to the mat. Inhale, sweep the right arm up and over. Finding a nice long side stretch on the right side of the body. Nice. Inhale, come up and exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale to switch, left arm rises, really lifting up through that left rib cage. Inhale back to center, exhale to release. Inhale, sweep both arms, lift them all the way up towards the sky, palms can touch. Draw the shoulders down on the back and then reach the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, draw the hands down in front of the heart. Shoulders rolling down the back, chest open. Thumbs lightly press against the chest. Taking a moment to close your eyes, connecting with your breath, connecting with your heartbeat. Grounding in this moment, maybe setting an intention or a mindful thought for your practice. Or maybe just enjoying being here, present in this moment. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the knees. From here, moving in to build a little heat with our breath, a little pranayama. We're going to inhale, slide the wrists in towards the hip creases, shoulders down the back, chest lifts up, gaze goes up. You want your belly to pull in to protect your low back. And then exhale, round out, chin to chest. Inhale to lift, belly squeezes in as you lift the chest and gaze. Exhale to round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Moving as quickly or as slowly as you'd like, building heat, building fire, staying mobile in the spine. Really keep that low belly engaged. Breath in and out through the nose will build that heat, build that fire. Exhale out through the mouth to cool off if you'd like. See if you can get 5 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last one, big inhale. Exhale, melt down over the thighs. That belly warmed up, that breath nice and strong. Hands come out in front. From here, glide gently forward towards the tabletop. Tuck your toes. Lift those hips, downward facing dog. Starting to pedal out the feet, walking the legs a little bit. Any movement you need here to wake up that downward dog. I could tell you what to do to loosen it up, but really move intuitively. Find the movements that your body's craving. I like to close my eyes and really see where it takes me. If you need to borrow some moves, you can open your eyes and take a peek. Eventually, we'll all settle into stillness somewhere in downward dog. From here, we want our hips really high. You might even bend your knees to point your tailbone to the sky. And then from there, with the hips nice and high, we're pressing against the base of the palms. You can work to lengthen through the legs, through the hamstrings. keeping your hips up nice and high. From here, rising towards the balls of the feet, gazing to the thumbs, step the feet up to meet the hands, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway. Shoulders down the back, tailbone back. Exhale to fold. Last one, big inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up, sweep the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, pull the hands to heart center. Shoulders down the back, take a big inhale. Big exhale. Letting the hands release down to the sides, we call this position Samasthiti, our returning home shape. Inhale to lift the arms, breathe for sun salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lowering down through that plank or knees and chest. However you lower, really strong in the arms, elbows in at the wrists. Inhale to lift halfway, cobra, or straightening the arms, upward facing dog. Thighs really strong. Exhale, shift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. This next song on our playlist is called Good Day by this band Surfaces from Texas that I discovered on Spotify and on Instagram. I kept recommending them for the background to my Instagram stories, and I'm newly obsessed with this band. If you haven't heard of them, all their music is just to help you feel good and inspire joy. Oh, what else could we possibly need more of right now? Inhale, bend the knees, lift to the thumbs, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms, lift it up. To maintain that heat, we're going to come right back down from here. Exhale, fold, second round. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step it back, lowering down through that plank. Push up, here's your modification. Knees, elbows in at the chest, coming down towards the floor, hips stay high. Inhale to rise the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, come back through knees, and slide it up, downward facing dog. Nice deep breath. Yoga is the best. Why do we ever do anything else? Oh, I know, because life and strength. Next, inhale, bend the knees, look to the thumbs, step or float, feet to hand. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms, lift it up. Right back down from here, round 3, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Advance here if you want. You can plant the hands and hop back to your low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spoiler alert, I never do the hop back to plank, only when I'm demoing to show that it exists. So if you want to pretend that it doesn't, like I do all the other time, totally feel free. My teacher, Kathy at Yoga Vermont, likes to say, choose your own adventure. Alicia, who's here with me, practicing live, has heard all of my jokes before. And since I'm in quarantine, I don't have any new exposures to new funny stuff. Oh my gosh. Inhale, bend your knees, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale to fold. This time, inhale, bend your knees, sit your hips, chair pose, rise it up. We're going right into sun salute B. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back to your plank. Choose your own adventure. Inhale, upward dog. You're really engaging your thighs, lifting your chest. Exhale, downward dog. Put your left foot, inhale, right foot steps forward between the hands. Arms rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, when the hands frame your front foot, step back, lower through that vinyasa plank, up dog, down dog. From down dog, right foot plant, inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. It's a big inhale when you lift, and it's an exhale when you lower. One round of breath for that warrior. Plank, up dog, down dog. You can give it a shake, bounce that booty up and down, pop the feet off the floor. So traditional yoga, we're supposed to be still and not listening to music, listening to our breath. But life's too short to do stuff you don't want to do in the name of fun. So yoga is fun for me. I listen to music, I sway my butt around. You take care of yourself and do what's fun for you here too. Inhale, bend the knees, step or float feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit the hips lifted, chair pose. Second round, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. Through that plank, when you lower plank, send your shoulders out in front of the wrist as you lower. And then inhale to lift, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot, warrior one. Exhale, back down. Taking that vinyasa or skipping it, meet us in downward dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, warrior one. Exhale through that vinyasa, meet us back, downward facing dog. Oh my God, I've never felt so alive. This is amazing. That's also not true, but I feel very alive right now. Doing stuff in the name of yoga is amazing. Next, inhale, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale for our last round, bend the knees, sit the hips, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Flowing through this round with your own breath. Remembering right foot warrior one comes first. And then it's inhale, left foot, warrior one. Moving at your own pace. You can be ahead of me. You can be behind me. You can be on an entirely different path than me. I appreciate all the things. Whenever you're finished, we hold downward dog. Traditionally in Ashtanga yoga, which is what I'm trained in, we hold each pose for 5 breaths. Beautiful. Step that left foot a little bit closer to the midline of your mat. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Really point through those right toes. Press out through that left hamstring. Option to bend your right knee and open up the hip. Beautiful. Squaring those hips back up. Exhale, draw your right knee forward. Instead of thinking about between your elbows, think about drawing your right knee up to your chest. You can even tuck the chin. Inhale, drive that leg back up to the sky. Exhale, send that right knee over to the right elbow. Inhale, send that leg up to the sky. Exhale, cross that right knee over to that left elbow. Slide that right foot out. Press into the right hand and open it up. You can bend that left foot and slide into a wild thing variation. So I was in this weird crouch shape, and I press my hips, slide that right foot over. Nice. From here, swing that right leg back through, plant the left hand ready. We're gonna come all the way around, pivot on that left foot, so you're on your left side, stack your right foot, lift it up into your side plank. From here, you're really taking your hips, lifting them up, lifting your side belly up from underneath. Beauteous. Right hand comes down, tip it over to the top of your push-up. Optional vinyasa or meet us downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg extends, three-legged dog. Nice. Remember, you can always modify in those side planks. You can drop a knee or take that top leg out in front with the foot on the floor. Exhale, bend your knee, open the hip here a little bit. Exhale, come through, taking that left knee up towards the nose, rounding the spine, finding that engagement, and then inhale, drive the leg back up to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, drive that leg up to the sky. Exhale, cross that knee over, opposite elbow. From here, slide that left foot out. You're going to open up. You're going to pivot on your right foot. You can kind of bend that knee and then point those hips up to the sky. Wild thing variation. When you're ready to release, you come down. Plant the right hand, slide your left foot all the way through. Pivot on that right foot. Tip it over to the side body. And then lifting that left arm up when you're ready into that side plank. Variations here are the left foot could be out in front. The right knee could be down. You also could be doing anything else that you want to do. Anything that makes you happy. One more big breath. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, top of a push-up, optional to lower vinyasa. Oh, beautiful. Inhale, bend the knees, step or float, feet to hand. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees, set the hips, rise it up. Utkatasana, chair pose. So oftentimes we see chair pose with the hips really far back and we're really low. You can be there. More traditionally in Ashtanga, we're going to lift it upright a little bit. My low belly's pulling in and up, nice and strong. We're going to inhale, fold the right leg up, straighten the left leg, coming towards standing with your knee nice and high. Holding here. Beautiful. Option to kick out that right leg, standing balance. I like to have my arms up to the sky to stay nice and upright. Beautiful. From here, take that right leg with the pointed toe, slide it back. See if you can just barely skim the floor and come into your warrior three. Little tuck of your tailbone, belly pulls in. Option for arms in front. I find that harder. Or arms behind. Or arms doing anything you want. Virabhadrasana. See. Beautiful. We're going to bend our left knee, sit back into your left hip, find a little bit of a hover here first. Feel the strength in that leg, weight coming back. Continuing to sit into that left hip until you tap those right toes. Inhale, pull the belly in, lift the chest up off the thigh, find your high lunge. Belly pulls in. I like to take a broad chest here, working on opening up my chest, my upper back. Nice. If you have bent elbows, inhale, reach up through straight arms. Exhale, come forward, place weight back into the left foot, coming back where we started. We're moving into that warrior three. And then we're going to bend the right knee, come forward. As you bend the left knee a little bit, rise your right knee up. And like you're trying to cross legs, wrap that right leg. You can stay here with the right toes out. If you hate this, you can bring the right toes down in front of the left. Or you can wrap those right toes around that left leg. And we're really stabilizing by squeezing in. So I'm squeezing my legs together like a snake. And then from here, I'm not great at being square to the front of my legs, so I can square my chest. And then wrap opposite arm on top. Drop the shoulders, float the elbows. Really focusing on pulling your low belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. And engaging your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, to stabilize. Beautiful. Unwrapping when you're ready. Inhale, lift that right knee up, reach the fingers to the sky. Exhale, place that right foot down. Hands come down to Samasthiti. Roll the shoulders down the back, open the chest. Interlace the hands behind you. Try to straighten through the arms, press down through the knuckles, squeeze your shoulders together, open the chest. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe open the chin just a little bit, opening the throat. Maybe start to float the knuckles away from the back side of the body, lifting those arms. Option to keep hands interlaced here. We're going to inhale nice and big. Exhale, dive out over the legs. Wherever you are, you can release the hands down to the floor. A little secret about standing forward fold. Rather than trying to get your head way into your legs or to touch your toes, one thing that can feel really nice is trying to get contact between your ribs and your belly and the upper thighs. So for some of us, that even means taking a little bend to our knees, feeling that contact here with the hips coming up a little bit. And then slowly over time, lengthening the hips to the sky by straightening the legs, and all the while maintaining that rib to thigh contact. So when you do have straight legs, the only thing that has to happen is a tuck of the chin. Nice. Next, inhale, bend your knees, sit the hips, lift the arms, and this time the left leg can just start to follow you up. Bend at the knee, using the belly to really lift up. Staying here, option to extend out from the knee, finding that straight leg balance. Really focusing on rooting and lifting at the same time out of that right leg. When you're ready, we'll sweep through, grazing the floor, tucking in the tailbone, coming to our warrior three. Nice. To lower this, we bend in the right knee, sit weight back in that right hip. Taking a little hover and then coming all the way down with those left toes. Inhale to lift your chest, rise it up to that high level. Nice. Feeling strong in those legs, already starting to squeeze them in towards one another, even if they're not next to each other. Really feeling that strength, that stability. Then from here, we inhale through straight arms. We exhale, start to come forward, and then we'll press off that back foot and lift back to our warrior three. Bend that right knee again. Start to rise up towards standing. Left leg bends and follows, crossing over the right. Really squeezing your thighs together. Option to tuck those left toes. Right arm can wrap on top, or opposite arm as last time. And really just imagine there's a line drawn up the midline of the body, and you're wrapping everything and squeezing it in towards it, and then lifting nice and tall with it. Eagle pose, Garudasana. We'll start to unwind. When you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, place the foot down. This time, slide your hips forward, lift your chest, big inhale. Exhale, dive over those legs. Walk your feet open, hip distance or further. And just give it a little sway. You can take a bend to the knees. Getting into those hips. Nice. You can take a moment to work on hip flexibility here, dropping the right shoulder low inside that right leg, maybe wrapping for a bind. Maybe wrapping the other side for a bind. Taking moments to just enjoy your body as it flows through space. Beautiful. Next, inhale, hands can plant. We'll start to heel till the feet together. And exhale, take a little fold. Inhale, we'll lift and start to take that right foot, step it back. Runner's lunge to start, and then we'll drop that right knee to the mat. Toes can be tucked or untucked. From here, inhale to lift. Your version of low lunge, so I like to take my hands interlaced at the top of the left thigh, right and left, confusing today. And really here, sinking my right hip towards the floor as I sink into that left hip. Good. This one's one of my new favorites. If you're still up here and it feels like you're right on top of your kneecap, you can place something underneath so it's not grinding. Over time, as we start to send that lunge more forward and we get more flexibility in the hip, we actually come off the top of the knee and are more towards the thigh. Wherever you are, we'll exhale, hands down to the mat. Really starting to stretch out the backs of those legs now that are nice and heated up. We're going to start to inhale, lengthen left leg. Holding here or exhale, tuck the chin and fold. One thing to notice is that my back leg, hip is stacked above the knee, so I'm not way down here sitting into it. I'm staying nice and tall. This helps to get us deeper into that stretch on the left leg. Water. If anyone's working on splits, you could rise up from here. This is half split. If you wanted, you could just inch that front leg out for the next 3 breaths, coming into your full split Hanumanasana. To exit split, I usually say save your life. So whatever allows you to get out safely, I slide my front foot back into starting position. From here, if you're in half split, we're going to inhale, rise forward. We're all in that low lunge shape. Optional arm balance, I have a request. You can take the left arm, come down towards that lizard pose, like you're moving to your forearms. If this agrees with you, you can sneak your left arm underneath your left leg. From here, we're going to spin the elbows in, so rather than out, they're coming in. And we're sliding forward to come down into the back of the right arm. And from here, you can slide your left foot off. Maybe you stretch it out. If that's working, you tip forward to lift your back foot. And then 0 to 1 million breaths, you can step back or you can hop that front leg back, land it in plank, and find a vinyasa. Extremely optional. Nice, Alicia. I see it. I see it. Taking a minute to play with that arm balance if you want it. Nice, I saw it. Do you have any questions, Alicia?
So is your right elbow kind of just tucking into your side?
Yeah, so the right elbow, this is a great question, is coming in against my ribs, and I'm really leaning on it. Most of my body weight is perched on this ledge right here.
Okay, because I was using like almost my hip bone to like.
And depending on where your hip and ribs are, mine are really close, so like my hips come up really high. So this is like the space between my hips and ribs is quite low. So you might actually be on your hip versus up higher towards your ribs, just depends.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but you're literally perched on it.
Yeah. And is your face supposed to be like this far? How far from the ground? I found
when you first start practicing, it's like you're smooching the floor, but over time, you'll be further away. So let's see if I can demo. So when I'm in it, when I first started, I probably was really low like this, but now I can kind of counterbalance and lift up out of it.
Okay, cool.
But that's tipping my chest and my back leg are counterbalancing it.
Yeah, that felt. Okay.
So to get my head further away, I lifted my chest and lowered my back leg. To get my head closer to the floor, I lowered my chest. So I kind of been thinking about lifting and lowering.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. All right, when you're ready, we're going to come back to our downward dog. And this time we're going to take the right foot forward between the hands, drop the left knee down, and we'll take low lunge on the right side. So again, I like to have hands interlaced on that thigh for right now. A couple years ago, I was really big into this motion in low lunge. You can decide. Some people like this, this, this. People that don't live in my body like this, but that seems insane. We're thinking about taking that left hip, driving it towards the floor. With an exhale, when you're ready, hands come down, frame your front foot. I like to tuck my back toes. We're going to inhale, lengthen out that right leg, keeping that left hip stacked above the knee, and exhale when you fold. Half, split, Ardha Hanumanasana. And just so we're clear, Hanumanasana doesn't mean split. It means Lord of the Monkey Gods pose. So half Ardha Hanumanasana is half Lord Monkey God pose. A student once told me a really good story about Hanuman. Splits are named after him because he ran leaping from building to building in India. And as he left, he had one leg way out in front and one leg way out in back. And they say that was the first split pose. I don't know who they are, but I like it. If you want full split, you can slide that right leg forward for our last 3 breaths. Saving your life to release. Again, I'm going to return to starting pose, but you can slide out however you'd like. From here, we're going to take the arm balance on the other side. So to start, the arms come inside that right leg. You can stay right here. You could dip towards the forearms. Slowly over time, that right arm is coming underneath that right leg. You should be able to see that freestanding arm a little better here. So I'm taking my left arm, really spinning it in, and as I come forward, I'm placing my body down onto it, and then tipping forward. You can take a few breaths there, just play with the arm balance. Arm balances, I find, are definitely about strength, but they're also about counterbalancing. So recognizing what part of your body is forward, what part is back, and how to even out the balance between them. When you're ready, we're going to find ourselves back in child's pose. Toes together, knees open. Just catching our breath, lengthening back out. Maybe a few open mouth exhales as you release, starting to wind down. Next inhale, we'll start to come forward towards our tabletop. From here, I'm going to cross at the ankles and sit back towards my heels to come to seated and slide the legs out in front. Beautiful. From here, we'll work on opening the hips just a little bit. Right leg comes on top. Left leg bends to come behind. It looks like this. Option one is to hug your right leg, a little bit of a twist as you turn the ribs into the right leg. Feeling a stretch in your right hip. If you want to take this to cow facing pose, Gomukhasana, a little bit deeper of a stretch. You can take your right knee, stack it up over the left, sitting nice and tall. Very traditional is to stack your left arm on top of your right, sitting nice and tall. And eventually you might add a little bit of a fold. I want to let somebody know. I do have one funny story. I went shopping recently, and the woman who cashed me out didn't recognize me with my mask on until I put my card in and it shows you your name. And she was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And I was like, "What did I do?" She's like, "I loved your yoga classes." I was like, "Awesome, what do you love?" And she's like, "I love that you just talk about nothing." I was like, "That's good to hear that people like that because I don't know that I have any control over it." She's like, "Everyone else is so serious." I was like, "I don't know." Her name was Helen. She was great. I hope she watches this video and is like, "That's me. I'm the person at the store." Inhale, we'll rise it up. Simple switch here. I like to unwind the legs, boop, and then cross the other way. Option one is to keep that left knee stacked, find a little twist, feeling that in the hip a little bit. Option two is Gomukhasana, stacking the knees. This time, right arm would be on top. And option three was to take that fold. How did it feel to have you? Next, inhale. If you're folded, you can rise up. We're going to exhale, release. Planting the soles of the feet. You can scoot your hips towards your heels. We're going to inhale, outstretch the arms. Nice and slow, we'll start to come down. It'll probably take you several breaths as you lower. I want you to feel the moment where your sacrum or the full lower back is on the mat. Your core is engaged, your chest is lifted, your shoulders are off the mat. Holding here, you can find an option to float one leg. Really feel your belly engaged. Option to float two legs. This is a great boat pose variation to keep strong and stable in the low back. Belly squeezing in, low back pressing down. Take a big breath here. And then exhale, hug your knees to your chest. Let your shoulders and head come down to the mat. Starting to roll in small circles, massage out your low back. And then we'll take the circles around in the other direction. Finding our supine twist. Knees will gently fall to the right side. I like to use the right hand to hold the knees down as I glide the left arm and the left ribs towards the floor. And then we'll inhale gently with the knees to center and exhale, switch. Same thing to the other side. We'll inhale the knees back up to center. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Releasing some pressure from the legs. Send them straight up to the sky. We did some standing balance work, so just inverting for a moment. If you have an inversion practice, you're welcome to take headstand, forearm stand, shoulder stand, handstand, anything you want, stand. If you're in that simple legs up position, you maybe could give them a little sway, a little circle, a little shake. From legs up, we're going to slowly lower the soles of the feet back down to the floor. Soles of the feet together, knees open, Supta Baddha Konasana. Shoulders draw down the back. I like to place my hands in a triangle shape on my belly. This is the same shape I use for womb meditation. Connecting to a source of feminine power, feminine energy in your body. And then we reference this as feminine. It's really beyond gender. That goddess energy. Something to which we're all connected. That source of primal power, divine action, creation. Returning to our text, Awakening Shakti, the masculine in its purest, most essential form is the source of consciousness, of awareness. So when the masculine wants power, it must draw it from the feminine. Just as when the feminine wants to be conscious, to reflect, she must draw that capacity from her inner masculine source. Quite contrary to our Western beliefs that the female is reflective, conscious, passive, and that the masculine is power, creation, flipping it on its head. The goddess as power. The goddess as activity. When you're ready, finding yourself in final resting pose, savasana, legs can stretch out long. Or taking any final resting pose you would like. Staying connected with your breath. Feeling the support of the floor beneath you. If and when the mind wanders from this moment, bringing it back to something real and present right here, right now. Your breath, the supports beneath you. The energy of the room or the space around you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. It's said that the lingering vibration that follows our mantra, our chanting, is the connection to the divine, the spirit, the sources, the powers beyond us, within us, all around us. Taking a moment to enjoy and embrace that lingering vibration, divinely connected. You can choose to close your practice right here in Shavasana, or as you'd like, coming into a seated position. The eyes can remain closed. As we find seated, hands can join together in front of the heart like a prayer. In yoga, we call this Anjali Mudra. Perhaps taking a moment to be present, to set an intention as you step off your mat, or to simply do nothing at all, to be in this space divinely connected. The space you can always come back to through movement in your body. Through intention with your breath. Connection to the present moment. And so we'll close our practice here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It means peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste. Awesome. For everyone watching on the recording, thank you so much for practicing. You can catch all the rest of these classes and meditations on the Sauvage Wellness YouTube channel. And anyone looking to participate live in class, all the recording link information and class schedule is at sauvagewellness.com/yoga. And I hope to see you soon.